1, 2, 3.
Hello, this is Marina Chang here live at Surf Expo 2008 for TheKiteForum.com, the Kiteboarder magazine, and ASNews.net. We're here today with Clinton from Airush, who traveled all the way from, where was it?
Australia.
All the way from Australia to participate in this trade show. Clinton, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your role with Airush?
I work within Airush as the brand manager, and we're based in Perth, Western Australia. Thanks.
Clinton, today we have Airush is featuring 2 kites in the line. Can you tell us a little bit about how these kites differentiate from each other?
Yeah, the products we'll be looking at today will be the Flow FT and the Vapor. The difference between the 2 kites is the Flow FT is a kite that's a little bit more stability orientated. It's a 4-line kite with a bridle configuration. For us, this is a derivative of what would traditionally have been known as a bow kite, so it's a progression from that original concept through 3 years of evolution. When you go to the Vapor is what we call a hybrid 5-line kite. So it's a hybrid kite between a sea kite and the traditional bridle kite. So the advantages there are the kite that's faster, sits further forward in the window, and yeah, it's a little bit faster steering as well when it's positioned further in the window.
Clinton, we're going to start out talking about the Vapor. Can you expand a little bit more about the Vapor? What may have changed? What riders may notice what has changed from year to year, and what characteristics that new riders may appreciate on this particular kite?
So what we've done with the Vapor,
notice what has changed from year to year, and what new characteristics that riders may appreciate on this particular kite.
The Vapor, what we've done with
notice what's changed from year to year, and what new characteristic riders may have set on this particular
the Vapor. What we've done
notice what's changed from year to year, and what new characteristic riders may have set on this particular year.
What we've done
notice new rush from year and what characteristic riders may have what's changed on this particular.
What we've done
new notice from year and what characteristic riders may have what's changed on this particular.
What we've done
new notice from year and what characteristic riders may have changed on this what character that new
what we've done
appreciate particular kite notice from year
with the Vapor
and what year characteristic riders may have on this what new right
what we've done
Moving on to the Flow, Clinton, what were the design goals in designing the new 2009 model?
Well, what we wanted to do with the Flow was try to make a kite that was more stable, a kite that required less bar throw, so you didn't have to move the bar as far away, and keep the steering characteristics, and really have something that appealed to your average freeride customer and towards your freeride wave customer.
What can you tell us a little about the construction of this kite and any differences that may have changed from 2008 to 2009?
Well, looking at the kites, one thing that we've changed has gone to the sandwich wingtip construction. This means we can take away the cross bridle on the kite, making the kite steer positively without having the cross bridle to support the section on the wingtip. And this is so it's a sandwich of aramid inside the actual leading edge itself. The other area is what we call flat technology, where we have a variable canopy curve where the center of the kite is flatter, then going towards vertical wingtips, which give you the characteristics of a flat kite, which is a lot of depower, a lot of stability by having the kite with the center of effort lower. At the same time, the vertical wingtips mean that the kite steers very positively and gives a great advanced rider feel.
What kind of rider do you think would particularly most appreciate the changes on the Flow versus the Vapor?
Well, traditionally a rider who's come from using a bow style kite still likes the bridles, likes the huge amount of depower that you get from having a bridle kite, but again is looking for something that steers a bit more positively, but also needs the wind range, wants a kite that has an extremely large wind range. I would say a rider who's hooked in most of the time, and that suits a majority of the freeride customers as well as a lot of the wave riding and wave orientated freeride customers.
So now we're checking out the new control bar for Airush for 2009. Can you tell us a little bit about the bar and how it works?
Well, we can start with the safety functions. The first thing that we have is what we call bar release safety, where within the kite we set it up that the bar can easily be moved up. And what this means is that the majority of your safety comes from allowing the kite to depower. This is what we call our primary safety. At the same time, it has a stopper ball, which can be put in a position that the bar can easily be spun and moved depending on where you'd like it to be. That would be the primary safety. The secondary safety would be going to the trigger release, which releases one side of the chicken loop, with a full stainless steel mechanism. It's easy to reassemble. Only half of the release opens so that you can put the parts back together, and the whole mechanism is also quite versatile in that you can change the length of the depower loop. You can remove the locking tube. With regard to the depower mechanism itself, we have a cleat option. The bar can also be set up with a strap option if that's what you would prefer to use. And the release mechanism is a trigger on the side, and we have an advanced lever option where the release lever is vertical, so the kite can be used and unhooked and you can grab onto the release itself.
How about this ring on the side and the knots up near the top? What do these things signify?
Well, for us, again, safety is a priority along with performance. So what we've done is made a kite that really the amounts of safety options is enhanced as much as possible. What you have is we still have the traditional re-ride system, which was something that Airush developed. And what this means is that you can always take one side of the kite, like for example landing in an emergency situation, and pull the re-ride. You can also fit your leash to the re-ride if you prefer to ride in that way.
And what does the re-ride, can you just briefly go over again what the re-ride exactly does?
Well, the re-ride connects the outside lines, where the outside lines are connected to the kite. By pulling the re-ride, it runs through the side of the bar, and that depowers the kite completely once you're unhooked.
So moving up the bar, can you tell us a little bit about the system up here and what this is all about?
So traditionally, one of the weaknesses of a fifth line is that if you have a situation where the kite rolls through itself, the kite can do what we call a bow tie. So in order to prevent this, we have a mechanism where the fifth line is still locked, and it can be released over here by releasing the thumb screw. It's a rough thread so that it's easy to undo. This allows you to release the fifth line, that the fifth line can be, take pressure off the kite, and you can go back to the beach and reset the fifth line.
And the knots, do they signify any type of tuning options with the bar, or what are they for?
Yeah, so the knots can be used to adjust the amount of tension and to balance off the flying lines, based on the line stretching.
So Clinton, now we're looking at the 7th generation switch for 2009. Can you tell us where this board fits in the twin tip line for Airush, and what may have changed from year to year that riders would notice in the performance characteristics of this particular board?
So what we've done with the switch for this year is to really fine-tune the flex again. It's a new shape, it's a new top deck, and that gives us a more smooth flex response. And if you have a look at the board, we've changed the step configuration. We've thickened the center of the board up slightly. Part of the development this year has been getting a consistent flex rating that runs through the range. If you check within the sales information, that we've actually come up with a number that we've measured in the flex system. So, for example, the switch has got a 3 and flex measurement, and so it's the softest board in the range that makes it easiest to use for entry-level riders. It's easy to depower, and it gives you a good soft ride.
What sizes does this board come in?
It comes in a 144, 138, and a 132. And then what we have is a Switch XL, which is a wide version, a 146, but with a wide body.
Would that be your light wind board then?
That would be our light wind entry-level board. It's also a great school board.
Wonderful. So did we want to go over a little bit with the accessories that are included on this particular board?
So as with all of our products, we have the same strap and pad and fin set on the board line. We have the auto fit technology, the AFT, foot pads and strap system. What that is a unique system where the center of the strap can compress, so changing to the angle of your foot, as well as having grip inserts on the toe and the heel edge, and a soft dual density internal layer on the base of the pad. The fins on the Switch are the wake style fin, where the trailing edge of the fin is swept back. That means the fin's easy to break out and easy to use, making it ideal for entry-level customers that it's easy to function and to turn the board.
So Clinton, we're now featuring the Xpack in the 2009 line. Where does this board fit in the Airush lineup for next year? And what type of rider would most appreciate this particular board?
So with the Xpack, what we've done is built a board that's really between a free ride board and a freestyle board. So it's a stiffer board. It's got a slightly stiffer configuration. We have a dual carbon bracing, so the board that contributes towards the stiffness. It also gets a better response time for pop and for more freestyle orientated moves. It has step tip configuration, the full ABS rail, the Biotech wood core. As with the Switch and the FS, the Xpack comes with a 2-year warranty, which is industry first, I believe. And what this gives you is really great durability and obviously as a promotion on our quality. Going to the footbed and the strap system, the Xpack has AFT, which is auto fit technology, where we've designed the strap and the pad to really contour to the shape of individual feet. The strap itself has got a compression section in the center, allowing the entry section of the strap to be able to flex to your foot shape. And at the footbed, there's grip inserts in the heel and the toe area, which are slightly lower density. And the instep also has a lower density, so that changes based on the shape of your foot. Going to the fin system, on the Xpack we have the Metro fin, which has got a cutaway. What that does is it gives you more grip on the fin itself, and suits more advanced riding for a rider who wants to edge harder. And going to the bottom shape, it has a single concave bottom shape.
Being that this board has carbon integrated into it and has the longer warranty associated with that type of construction as well, does this board, is it priced a little bit more, or is it basically in line with the regular pricing of your twin tip line?
The pricing steps up as you go. Obviously the Switch is we try to offer the most value in the Switch, and then as you go up to the Xpack, it increases again based on the amount of carbon used in the construction. And then as you go up to the FS and the Pro Toy, those constructions get more expensive again.
So Clinton, we're now looking at the Pro Toy, which I believe is an extension of an existing line, but may perhaps have been completely remodeled for this year. Can you tell us a little bit about what this model is all about?
What we've done for the Pro Toy this year is gone towards a wood core. We call Biotech wood core, which is a vertical wood sandwich, and we've had really good results out of this from a durability perspective and from a warmth and feel in the boards. What we have shape-wise in the Pro Toy makes it unique is that it carries a double concave bottom, and it also carries the flip tips on the end. This is the most complicated way to build a board for us, really. The double concaves mean a lot of time on the CNC machine to get the shapes, and the flip tips mean an extremely complicated mold and an extremely complicated molding process. the Pro Toy started its life as our dedicated freestyle board, but it had so much appeal to freeride customers because it's soft, it's easy to use, and the flip tips make it comfortable. And it's kind of ended up being this premium freeride machine, and that's where we've kept it and put it into that segment for those key customers.
How about what rider level? Is this more of a beginner intermediate board, an intermediate advanced board? How would you position it?
It's a more advanced board because it is a shorter board. So yeah, it is more advanced. It goes towards a stiffer flex pattern, and it's really again in the high-end freeride segment, going into the freestyle segment. It's really a board that does a lot of things, and it's extremely versatile. It's especially good in chop. I mean that's its standout over single concave bottom shape and over square tips, is that it's an extremely good ride in choppy conditions.
And what sizes does the Pro Toy come in?
It comes in a 123, 129, and 3 variations of a 135 in 3 different widths.
And why the different width sizes?
Basically going towards lighter winds. As you go towards lighter winds, the widest board is 47, and then it goes down to 42 in the smallest board.
Would you say the Pro Toy is a staple of the Airush twin tip line, or how would you position it within the array of 09 board products?
It is really a unique product for us, and being a staple is difficult because we have continuity in the lines. Like the switches, the Xpacks and the Pro Toys have been in our range for 4 to 5, 6 years, and I know that's unusual in the kiting industry, but we really try to work out what the Pro Toy customer wants and give it to them and improve it every year. The Pro Toy has Airush AutoFit technology. The unique thing about the AutoFit technology is it's designed to vary based on the shape of the rider's foot. It has a compressible section in the center of the strap, as well as an instep insert, and it has variable density in the footbed, as well as the grip inserts at the toe and the heel. This really allows the strap and the pad to work in unison to fit to different foot shapes. And the fins, the Airush Pro Toy carries the Metro fin range. That is a fin with a cutaway, slightly shorter cord length. That means it has more grip, and that suits it more towards advanced riders. Again, more suited towards choppy conditions where you need a little bit more grip.
So Clinton, for 2009, we have Airush is rolling out the 2nd generation chop top directional board. Can you tell us a little bit about who would most enjoy this board compared to the other directional boards in your lineup? What may have changed from 2008 to 2009, and any other features and benefits that you can think of regarding the 2009 chop top?
Well, when we developed the chop top, we were really looking at making a benchmark board that could be ridden strapless, could be ridden in all kinds of conditions, especially not so perfect wave conditions. So we made a product that was easy to keep under your feet, easy to throw around. And this has evolved into the chop top 2, where the board is developed primarily as a strapless board. But what we've introduced this year is what we call movable sky hooks, and this is quite a nice detail in that you can place the sky hook wherever you want, and it's very easy to remove. So if you want to ride the board in a full strapless mode, and it also allows you to step into riding strapless, because it's a bit of a learning curve for some customers. And also, if the surf's big, if it's really choppy or messy conditions, you might want to go towards having some improved connection to the board. And it has a full deck EVA for this year as well. It has grab rails running all the way around, so the board's easy to get on and off. If you go to the bottom shape, for this year we've gone towards a fairly splayed quad fin configuration. What the quads do is they give you a lot of drive, but it also gives you a board that's easier to slide, it's easier to move around, and still keep that really kind of shortboard wave fish feel in a directional board. So
can you tell us about what a rider that had purchased the first generation chop top, what differences may they notice between this year's model and what you're rolling out for 2009?
Well, when you go to a quad fin, you really get quite a different drive feel. You get a board that doesn't drive as directionally. It kind of switches more from one direction to the other more effectively, and that's really what it's made for. It's made for onshore slop and less than perfect conditions. So you're getting a board that's a little bit looser, really, and easier to throw around.
And what sizes does the chop top come in?
It comes in a 5'3", one size.
So, Clinton, the Converse was the first crossover directional board in the Airush series. Can you tell us a little bit about what you worked on to improve or change from 2008 to 2009, and what kind of rider would more enjoy and appreciate this board compared to the chop top?
Well, the Converse line is really made as a dedicated surf line. It's made for down the line, top to bottom, as progressive as possible. The unique thing in the Converse is that the bigger sizes, the 6.0 and the 6.4, they have been developed as a surf crossover and to kite on. The 6.0, a huge amount of work went into developing the 6.0 with Felix Pivek and Jeff Pfeffer on Oahu, and they just worked on refining the board, taking it to a new level in every sense of the word. And yeah, that's the center of the range, and then we have a 6.4 and a 5.6 size as well.
Construction-wise, can you tell us a little bit about that, and did anything change from last year to this year?
Yes, in the constructions we've gone towards a full wood sandwich. What's unique about that is that you get more feel out of the board. Traditional PVC sandwich boards are very stiff, so we've been able to get a board that's a little bit more flexible, and it gives a bit more feel in the water. We still keep a PVC sandwich section under the heels of the board and under the deck area, carrying a large amount of reinforcing. Regarding the fin setup, what we have on the Converse range is its glass FCS. The FCS fins are reinforced with high-density PVC blocks, and the reason we went with FCS, it gives you a wealth of versatility and options in fins, and it's easy to get replacement parts. It's easy to experiment with your setup. On the Converse, it can be run strapped or strapless, and it has a removable EVA pad and a strap setup. The last thing is, on finishes, we have two finishes. We have a clear wood finish, or we have a painted finish. So it just depends on your visual preferences.
So right now we're checking out the new 2009 Airush FS board. And can you tell us a little bit about this board and where it fits into the Airush line, as well as what type of rider, what type of conditions, who would most enjoy this compared to the other lines in the board line?
The FS is our dedicated freestyle board. It's the stiffest of the flex configurations. It's a quad carbon cross-braced board, so what you get from that is a huge amount of response out of the board, and you get a slightly more stiffer configuration than would be you'd find on your more freeride orientated products. It's relatively wide in the tips. This gives you a lot of pop, and it has what we have a full 3D tapered tip configuration. This is actually the most expensive way to build the tips. If you have a look on the step tips, are easier on the CNC process. They're quicker to build, but what we've done is the FS. It's our premium line, so we've worked on something that's really smooth, gives you a lot of refinement and feel.
What kind of warranty does this board come? What kind of warranty policy do you have with this board?
The FS has a 2-year warranty, and you'll find that in the Switch line and in the Xpack line for this year. The boards that run the Biotech wood core have got the 2-year warranty.
Can you tell us a little about the accessories that come standard with this board?
The FS comes with the AFT Airush system, which is the AutoFit technology. This allows the strap and pad to flex and form to the shape of different feet, and it has a flex zone in the center of the strap. It also has a dual zone density EVA footbed, That means the center, the instep of your foot is softer and it can change to the varying foot shapes. And it has grip inserts on the heel and the toe edge.
And the fin the fins on this model?
The FS has the Airush Metro fin range. The Metro fins are slightly shorter length with a cutaway, so that fin has a lot of grip. It allows you to really edge the board as hard as possible and lends itself towards advanced riding.